Hello lads, how are we doing? This is going to be a bit more unedited today. We're just going to discuss Arsenal Football Club and the ongoings with them. If you're like me, you're probably a bit disillusioned with this season. So I just thought, why not have a chat about it? Let's explain what's gone wrong with the football club and hopefully get some copium because I need that right now. I don't know about you, but at the moment, I'm waking up in a mood all the time because Arsenal Football Club are not that good at football. Apologies if I sound sniffled. That is just the cold that I've got at the moment and it's not going away. Again, as I said in the previous video, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It is very much appreciated. So I think it's important to address a few things firstly. Results haven't been great. We lost to Newcastle in the Carabao first round. We can obviously bring that back, but it's very unlikely. So it looks like we're heading out in the semi-final of that competition. That's a shame. But where Arsenal are at now, my honest opinion is it's not a case of winning a trophy. I think that's part of it, and I think that's obviously something you want to implore the team to do, especially when you're an elite side. But I don't think an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup means much. I can't lie. United have won that in the last few years, and I'd rather be us than them over the last few years. I think that where Arsenal's project would live and die is the Champions League and the Premier League, and we are a mile off both right now, just in the state we are, in terms of the players we have, and where we're at in terms of fitness for our star players. Bukayo Saka obviously is out, but I don't think necessarily we should be too disheartened personally from a Carabao Cup exit or a FA Cup exit. The manner is different though. With Man United, we were the better team and couldn't get the ball into the back of the net, and that's an issue because it shows what we've known for a long time, that we need a goal scorer. Now, this has led to fans online having a go at Kai for his big missed chances, and whilst he has to take some accountability, he is not the only reason that we missed those chances. He's not the only reason we lost the game. Declan Rice also missed chances, etc. And also, Kai Havertz is our top scorer. He's got 12 goals this season. He isn't the problem. The problem isn't... When you ask the question, what is the problem of Arsenal? The problem is not Kai Havertz. The problem is we only have Kai Havertz. There's a different question there. So that is something that needs to be addressed. Because if it was Kai Havertz and we had a number 9, say we had Vlahovic, then they could play together. You've got the height of 6'4" Havertz. He's an interesting, tidy player. He can play left 8 when we need more. When we're going to dominate games, he can arrive late. He can also play up front when needed. When you take that burden off him, of being the star man, then he would benefit a lot. And that's where I'm at with that. So I think with Kai, we need him at the moment to be scoring because we now have Jesus with an ACL injury. And I don't think that people online giving his wife abuse, especially, is going to help him. He's a player who's clearly a confidence player, as seen by the Chelsea stint, and then he comes to Arsenal. We rebuilt him, and he was a very good player for us last season. And he is the answer to a lot of Arsenal's issues. But getting onto him, it's like negative vibes FC at the moment. Like, he can't do it alone. He isn't going to do it alone. But he certainly isn't a player who can stand up and be counted when he's sad. Now, that's an issue with his mentality, yes. But equally, it's up to the fans to platform him, to give him that confidence that he can take that shot again. Next time he gets that chance, he can take it. And if he misses it, he misses it. But we're putting more pressure on a performance that he's struggling to provide it when he's confident, let alone when he's not. So, yes, it's Arsenal's position to have to buy a striker to be able to placate that. But we're not going to buy a striker. So, as fans, I think it's our duty to get behind our players, not jump on the back of them. And I think that's something more so with people who are on Twitter. They're maybe more of a negative headspace. But I don't think abuse is the right way to go about it. Now, the situation we're in, Arteta. Has he made mistakes? Well, clearly he has. But should he be gone, like some fans are calling for? Absolutely not. He is the best manager we've had in recent times. Obviously, we had Arsene, but Arsene was coming to the end of his stint for the 4 years prior to the fact before he left. And then we had Unai, who really was poor. So Arteta is great, and he's rebuilt his club from 8th place to a Champions League consistent team. Arteta is clearly a world-class manager. He's also got world-class potential. Don't think there's any doubt about that. I don't think we can get rid of him. I think that's not the right idea. Has he made mistakes, though? Is that something we need to talk about? I think, of course, he has. For example, Kieran Tierney has looked sharp in terms of creating chances, offering something different on that left-hand side. He's been barely used, and I know that's because he barely goes into Arteta's inverted positions, but equally, we can't be married to that system in the situation where we need solutions. So, I think Tierney, using him more could be great before the end of the season. Overusing certain players, causing into load issues this year over the last few years. Yes, I agree. Probably could do a bit more in terms of rotation. But that said, it's not the be-all and end-all. Arteta is not the issue here. He's not the reason we're having a poor season. I don't even think he's part of that reason. So that's unfortunate. And everyone will say, yeah, but look at his signings over the last few years. Well, I agree. But equally, has Arteta done the transfers? I would probably argue no. So you've got to look at that. One issue that I have to say, though, is the ownership. Arteta has stated in his press conference recently it's out of his hands. And my big worry is that they wanted to invest to get us back into being a Champions League club so we're sustainable. And now they've done that, they can make profits, the club can be self-sustaining, and they are no longer going to invest money in the club. That's my honest thoughts. So, yeah, that's a worry. It is negative vibes FC at the moment. A lot of that will be improved if we do beat Spurs, and we need to be more confident going into that game because the luckiness of having 2 cup competitions in the last 2 games is that it hasn't damaged our league position too much. If we can beat Spurs, then we will be back in terms of our emotional state because it's Spurs. It's a massive game. The team need that lift of beating a rival. You also got to look at it that Spurs do go into this with a lot of injuries. They have got the back line out, and we have a lot of XG in terms of the last few games, in terms of creating. So we are creating goal-scoring opportunities, so we just got to convert them. In another world, we win the last 2 games. We win 3-2 against Newcastle, we win 3-1 against United, if our players could score. But they can't. And that's the realistic situation we have at the moment. They haven't been finishing, and that's not going to necessarily stay the same. Surely, look in a season goes in swings and roundabouts. So yes, we're out of an FA Cup. Yes, we're probably out of the Carabao Cup. But do we actually need them to validate the project to you guys? I don't feel that I need them. I'm going to be honest. I don't need those trophies to validate what we've done, how far we've come. I am proud to watch Arsenal every year at the moment. We win 70% of games in the last 3 years. As a fan, I've never been happier. So whilst we don't have that trophy that shows for it and to get us over the line, which we will need to validate all of this, we are winning most times. We are winning most games. We're a team that's always improving. We're a team of honest players, a team of right mentalities, a team of hard workers. And we need that star to get us over the line. But abusing the players isn't the way to go about it. We can turn this season around. We just need to get through in touching distance of Liverpool. If the gap goes more than 9 points, we're out of the title race. But if we can keep it up to 9 points by the time we get Bukayo Saka back in a month, then it's on. So let's zoom out a minute, have a bit of prospect. FA Cup doesn't matter as much anymore. Carabao Cup, we're still in it, but it doesn't matter either way. It's a cup competition. You're here for the Champions League and the Premier League. We could still feasibly win one of those. So, yes, it feels like it's out of our grasp. Yes, it feels like we're going backwards. Yes, it feels like these aims are further away now than they were at the start of the season because of the injuries, because of the bad refereeing displays, because of the manager's mistakes, because of a lot of things. It feels like this year isn't our year, but we can turn that round. We can build now. We can get a result against Tottenham. Anything's possible. Arteta said in the press conference, we can possibly even sign a player, and I'm praying that we sign a forward. We need a forward member. Jesus is with an ACL. Sterling's been back and forth out. Bukayo Saka's still out. We have numerous Edwin Aries out. We need a number. We need a player who can do a job for 6 months. But it isn't over. Wait a month, Bukayo Saka will be back. Hopefully we won't be over 9 points away by that point. Get Bukayo Saka back and it's on. Hey ho. But yeah, thank you for watching. A bit of a different outlook, I guess. Obviously I said it was unedited, and it was more I just wanted to ramble on a bit about my thoughts about Arsenal Football Club. But I hope you have enjoyed. Please be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye. Peace.